Okay, let's continue with the question paper. May June 22, variant is 41. Question number 3. We have done the question number 1 and the question number 2 in our previous class. Now we're going to continue with the question number 3. So in this question is about the sodium and the compound of a sodiums and the compound of sodium here. Describe the bonding in the metallic element such as sodium. We have to describe the bonding in the metallic element such as sodium. You may include a diagram as a part of your answer. So we can include the diagram here as a part of our answer. So we can draw the table like this. Circles as a positive ions. The first positive ions are the circles here. Okay. Try to draw the fixed positive ions as the same size. Okay. Then let me place the positive charges in the circles. So these are the fixed positive ions with the delocalized electrons along the fixed positive ions. Now, for the statements, metal consists of fixed positive ions with a C of delocalized electrons and there is force of attraction between positive ion and electrons. Okay. Describe how solid sodium chloride conduct the electricity. Can anyone of you please give me the answer for this one? How the solid sodium conducts the electricity? Yes, by the delocalized electrons. Very good. By the help of mobile electrons or the delocalized electrons. Now, some properties of a sodium chloride are shown here. The melting point of a sodium chloride. The melting point of a sodium chloride is 101 degrees C. Non-conductor of electricity when solid. Conductor of electricity when molten. Water soluble. What type of a bonding in the sodium chloride? So what type of bonding in the sodium chloride is a ionic bond? Thank you, beta. Explain why the sodium chloride conduct electricity when the molten. Can any one of you please give me the answer for this one? You have to give the answer for the 1 marks only. Means one statement. No, no, not the electrons. It's an ionic bond, na beta. So in the ionic bond, no free, no free movement, move of ions. Okay, or no free mobile ions. Okay, now is it clear to all of you this page? So can I move to the next one? Okay, now in the next page they have given you some data. Question part C. A student determine the concentration of a solution of a dilute sulfuric acid, okay, H2SO4, by the titration with the aqueous sodium hydroxide. Concentration of a sulfuric acid is found out here by using the concentration of a sodium hydroxide. This one is a volume of sodium hydroxide. Concentration of sodium hydroxide is 0.2 mole per transfer in the conical flask. So here we can find the moles of sodium hydroxide by using the concentration formula. Concentration is equal to moles over volume, and the moles is equal to concentration, that is 0.2 multiply with the volume. So the 0.2 multiply with the volume is 0.025. So what answer you will get here for the moles? Yes, please let me know. Yes, 0.2 multiplied by 0.025, 0.005. Standard value is 5 tens power minus 3 moles. And these are the moles of what? Moles of sodium hydroxide. Now, the 3 drops of a methyl orange indicator is added in the conical flask. What color of the methyl orange in the conical flask? Is it as yellow or the red? Yellow color. Very good. Now, our burette is filled with the sulfuric acid. When the burette is filled with the sulfuric acid, so what color at the end of the burette titration? It changed into a red color. Am I right? Now, the titration is repeated several times until a suitable volume of a result is obtained. Now, name the type of apparatus used to measure the 25 centimeter cube exactly. The word is here exactly 25 centimeter cube. So means no, there will be no mistake here in the measurement. Exact measurement you are required. So what apparatus we can use? Burette, pipette, conical flask, gas range, measuring cylinder. Which piece of apparatus we have to use here? To get the exact volume of 25 centimeter cube. So keep in your mind whenever you are performing a titration and you require the exact volume of 25 centimeter cube. So for that purpose you will use a pipette here. Okay, बच्चों. Now the color change. So we have already written above. The color change is from yellow to orange or red. Now, state how the student decide that the suitable number of a result has have been obtained. For the suitable number of result have been obtained, at least, okay, for that for that at least two results are within 0.2 centimeter cube or less in difference. Okay, means when you perform a several titration, so you will have a two values which will have a difference of a 0.2 or the 0.1 difference, like the 23 point. For example, let me write some example here, like 23.5 and the 23.7 and 23.8 and 23.6. So these two values are the nearest values. So we will select these two values for the best values and we will find the average of these two values. Got it, बच्चों? Any question here? Yes. No question? Now, calculate the number of moles of a sodium hydroxide. The moles of sodium hydroxide is already calculated above. That is 5 times power minus 5. So 5 times power minus 5 moles here. Determine the number of moles of a sulfuric acid that reacts with the sodium hydroxide. So the number of moles of a sodium hydroxide that reacts, we have to check from the equation. The ratio in the equation is 1 is to 2. So 1 is to 2. The 1 is for the sodium hydroxide and 2 is for the the 1 is for the sulfuric acid and 2 is for the sodium hydroxide. So we have to write 2 is to 1 here and 5 tens power minus 3 is to x. So 5 tens power minus 3 divided by 2. What answer you will get here? Yes, please let me know. Any one of you, please give me the answer. Here Zainab have give the answer. And the answer is 2.5 10 power minus 3 mole. Okay, 2.5 10 power minus 3 moles. Good. Now the concentration part. In the concentration part, C is equal to N over V. So the N are 2.5 10 power minus 3 and the volume, do we have any volume here? Yes. The volume is given to us is 20 centimeter cube of a sodium hydroxide. So this 20 centimeter cube will be converted into a dm cube by dividing with 1000 is the requirement of a concentration. So the value will become is 0.02 dm cube. So now 0.02 dm cube and the mole per dm cube, sorry, not the per dm cube, only the moles here. Now, can any one of you please give me the answer quickly for the concentration? Yes, please. Thank you, here Zainab. 0.125 mole per dm cube. Yes, any question from any one of you? Is this part is clear to you? Okay. Now, question number 4. This question is about a compound of a sulfur. Sulfuric acid is manufactured using a contact process. We use a contact process for the manufacturing of a sulfuric acid. The manufacture involves the four-stage molten sulfur burns in air to produce a sulfur dioxide. Then the sulfur dioxide reacts with oxygen to form a sulfur trioxide. Then sulfur trioxide combines with concentrated sulfuric acid to form a oleum. Then oleum reacts to form a concentrated sulfuric acid. Now, write the chemical equation for the stage number 1. In the stage number 1, sulfur is a molten stage. So, can any one of you please read out the equation? S plus O2 arrow SO2. Thank you, Insha. Now, state the initial condition that are necessary for the stage number 2. Write Write an equation for the chemical reaction that requires. So this question is for the 4 marks here. So three conditions are here and the 1 marks for the equation. So first of all, we will write the equation here. So any one of you can please give me the equation for this stage? Yes. Yes, बच्चों. The equation is sulfur dioxide plus with the oxygen reversible reaction will form a sulfur trioxide here 2 and 2. The conditions are temperature. The first one is the temperature here. Temperature is 450 degrees C. Thank you, beta Insha. Pressure. Pressure is 1 to 2 atmosphere, and the reaction is a catalyst reaction. So the catalyst is vanadium, vanadium pentaoxide. So these are the four things you have to write for the complete 4 marks. No state symbols are required for the equation. Write a chemical equation for the reaction of a stage number 3. In the stage number 3, sulfur trioxide, they have written the sulfur trioxide reacts with the concentrated sulfuric acid to form the oleum. They have already give you the formula of a oleum, that is a CH2H2S2O7. So sulfur trioxide SO3 reacts with the concentrated sulfuric acid H2SO4 will form a H2S2 and O7. Okay. Now the equation is for the 1 marks. So you have to write the balance equation. The balancing is basically not required here. You simply have to write the correct formula in this equation. Now name the substance that reacts with the oleum in the step number 4. Oleum reacts to form a concentrated sulfuric acid. To convert the oleum into a sulfuric acid, we react with the water. When the oleum is react with the water, it converts into a concentrated sulfuric acid. Now, here is a diagram. We have to complete this dot and cross diagram. Let's check if there is any requirement that we have to choose the dot for the hydrogen and the cross for the sulfur. Complete the dot and cross diagram to show the electron arrangement in a molecule of hydrogen sulfide. There is no requirement from the examiner that you have to take cross for the sulfur and dot for the hydrogen. So hydrogen, how many electrons are there in the last shell of hydrogen? Yes, students. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many electrons are there in the last shells of hydrogen? I need the answer from other students as well. Only the 2 to 3 students are giving the answer. What about the other student? You can drop the answer in the chat. Yes, Aryan. What about you? Um, Thank you, Aryan. So here's the structure of a dot and cross structure of a hydrogen sulfide. Now we have to balance the equation. Shayan, please balance this equation quickly. Shayan Ali. Anyone else can balance the equation? So to balance the equation, what we have to do, first of all, two hydrogen are balanced here. Oxygen is not balanced. So to balance the oxygen, we have to place the two here. By placing the two, that means the number of hydrogen is also increased. So we have to place the two here. This two increase the sulfur. Sulfur now on the reactant side is 3. So to make the sulfur on the product side 3, we have to place the 3 here. The equation is balanced now. Okay. This question is also complete. Now let's move to the next part. Next question or the next part. Ethanoic acid is manufactured by the reaction of a methanol with a carbon monoxide. Methanol reacts with the carbon monoxide and the type of a reaction is a reversible reaction. Okay. Now, state two characteristics of a equilibrium. What are the two characteristics of a equilibrium? So, whenever this question came in an exam to write down the two characteristics of an equilibrium, so you have to write down these two characteristics. The one is the rate of forward reaction equals the rate of the reverse reaction. Now the next thing, concentration of reactants and product are constant. So these two statements you have to write down means that these two are the characteristics of a equilibrium. So remember, whenever they ask you to write down the characteristics of a equilibrium, the first one is the rate of the forward reaction is equal to the rate of a reverse reaction, and the concentration of a reactant and the product are constant. Got it, bachcho? Any question here? Now, the next one, the purpose of the industrial process is to produce the high yield of ethanoic is to produce the high yield of ethanoic acid at the high rate, okay, of reaction. Now, the manufacture is carried out at the temperature of 300 degrees C. The forward reaction is the exothermic reaction. Use the information to state why the manufacture is not carried out at the temperature of this. The forward reaction is the exothermic reaction. So if the temperature, if the reaction is an exothermic reaction, that means you have to carry out the temperature below the 300 degrees C. Why? Because at the below the 300 degrees C reaction, the reaction will obtain its optimum temperature. Okay. Sorry, not below the 300 degrees C. The reaction must be start at the 300 degrees C. At the 300 degrees C, the reaction will obtain its optimum temperature. If the reaction is start with the below the 300 degrees C, the reaction too slow. The effect for this one is reaction is too slow. The reaction is too slow, and above 300 degrees C, the yield of ethanoic acid is too low. Why? Because if you are if starting the temperature at the above 300 degrees C, so it will produce the more heat energy which will affect on the product, and the reverse reaction will start instead of a forward reaction. So yield of the product will be decreases. Now the next one, adding a catalyst effect on the rate of a forward reaction. So when for the forward reaction, if we add a catalyst here, the rate will be increases here. Okay, the pressure, the decreasing the pressure. If the pressure is decreases for the rate of the forward reaction, we are discussing here is the rate, not the position of a equilibrium. So the rate will be decreases here, and effect on the equilibrium yield is decreases. Now suggest which of the following metal is suitable catalyst for the reaction. Give a reason of your answer. Aluminium, calcium, cobalt, magnesium, and potassium. Which one is a suitable catalyst here? Yes, student. For the catalyst, what type of element we have to check? The group number 1 element, group number 2 element, group number 3 element, transition element. What type of elements we have to check? Yes, please. Yes. Aluminium is in the group number Aluminium is in the group number 3, calcium is group number 2, magnesium is group number 2, potassium is group number 1. Only this cobalt, the cobalt is a transition element here. So the cobalt will be used as a catalyst here, and the reason is what? Transition element. Okay. Now, let's move forward. Ethanoic acid is a member of a homologous series of a carboxylic acid. State the general formula of a homologous series. So the general formula of homologous series is CnH2n plus 1 COOH. Draw the structure of a carboxylic acid containing the three carbon atoms. Show all of the atoms and all of the bonds. We have to draw the structure here, not a dot and cross diagram. So the three carbon, one, two, and three carbon single bonded like this. The last carbon is double bond with oxygen, single bond with oxygen, and oxygen is single bond with hydrogen here. The first carbon is bonded with the three hydrogen and the second carbon is bonded with the two hydrogen. So the structure will be like this. Got it? Now, when a carboxylic acid reacts with alcohol, carboxylic acid reacts with alcohols, esters are produced. The name of these ester. So for this ester, the starting part consists of a 1, 2, 3 and 4 carbon. Here are the 4 carbon and the last part is contain 1 carbon only. So the name of this ester, Mas Junaid, are you in the class? Can you please give me the answer for this one? Yes, Mas Junaid. Can you please give me the answer for this one? The name of a ester? Yes, methyl butanoate. Very good. Now, give the name of a carboxylic acid and the alcohol, which I have already written above. Alcohol is methanol, and the acid is a butanoate. Butanoic acid. Butanoic acid, and the alcohol is methanol. Thank you, beta Insha, for dropping the answer. Now, ester Y has the following composition. These are the following composition of a ester Y: C, hydrogen, and oxygen, with a percentage of 48.65. Percentage of hydrogen is 8.11 and the percentage of oxygen is 43.24. Now you have to divide these percentages with the atomic masses to find the equilibrium here. So carbon divided by 12, hydrogen divided by 1, oxygen divided by 16. Yes, please. Calculate and give me the answer. For the carbon is 4.05, 8.11, 8.11, 2.7. So the smallest number is 2.7 here. We're going to divide the 2.7 with the all. So first one cancel out, become a 1. Yes, for the remaining. Carbon is 1.5. hydrogen is 3. So to balance the equation, what we have to do here, all the ratio by the 2. So to multiply the 1.5, 3 and the 1, multiply with the 2, you will get the answer. Answer is 3, 6 and 2. So the empirical formula is C3H6 and O2. Thank you, Insha, for helping me out. Now, the next question. Aster Z has an empirical formula of this. The relative molecular mass is 88. So we have to find the molecular formula here. The N value is equal to empiric molecular formula mass divided by empirical formula mass. So the molecular formula mass is 88 here. Empirical formula mass C2H4 24 plus 4 plus 6 16. 16 plus 4 20. 20 plus 4 24 is 44 here. So 44 divided by 88. Cancel out. Answer is 2. So the N value is 2 here. So molecular formula is equal to empirical formula multiplied by N. C2H4O multiplied by 2. You will get the answer C4H8 and O2. Why I have show the whole calculation here as a revision for you. If you are good in the calculation, you can do the calculation directly and write down the formula here, because the question is for only the 1 marks and the examiner is not required the calculation. Means the examiner is not asking for the calculation from you. Got it, students? Any question here? From the 2023, the zinc extraction of a zinc is not the part of a syllabus of IGCSE. So we're going to skip the starting part A. We're going to start with the part B. Zinc sulfate crystals with the formula of this are hydrated. Hydrated means with the water. Now, the zinc sulfate crystals made by reacting zinc carbonate and the dilute sulfuric acid. Zinc carbonate are solid here, dilute sulfuric acid and the water means the dilution. Water is for the dilution. You will have a zinc sulfate here as a crystals of zinc and the carbon dioxide gas is produced here. Large pieces of a solid zinc carbonate are added to the dilute sulfuric acid until the zinc carbonate is in excess. Means the zinc carbonate is in the excess. This forms a aqueous solution of a zinc sulfate. If the excess of a zinc carbonate is separated from the aqueous zinc sulfate, okay, by the filtration. The process is known as filtration. Aqueous zinc sulfate is heated until the saturated solution is formed. We will heat the solution until the saturated solution is formed. The saturated solution is allowed to cool and the crystallize. Crystallize means the crystal will appear as the solution gets cool. The crystals are removed and dry. The crystals will be filtered and dry. We will not wash with the water. If we wash with the distilled water, the crystals will be dissolved. Why? because this one is a soluble salt, not an insoluble salt. Only for the insoluble salt we have to do the washing. Okay. Now, in step number one, zinc carbonate is in excess. When no more zinc carbonate dissolve, state one other observation that indicate that the zinc carbonate is in excess in step number one. So for the observation here is the freezing, bubbling or the effervescence. For the carbon dioxide you have to write down these three observation. So I'm going to write down here on no, bubbling. Name a different substance other than the zinc. Is this part is clear to all of you? Yes. Now the next one. Name a different substance other than the zinc carbonate that can be added to the dilute sulfuric acid to produce a aqueous zinc sulfate. So we can use a zinc metal here, zinc oxide here, or the zinc hydroxide. All are the solid. So I'm going to write the zinc oxide. Now Now the next step number one is repeated using powdered zinc carbonate. Now we are using a powdered zinc carbonate as compared to the pieces of a zinc. Okay, large pieces. All other conditions are kept constant. The rate of a reaction is increases. Give a reason why the rate of a reaction is increases. Explain your answer in terms of particles. So any one of you please explain this answer. Yes. I got the answer from the Cheyenne in the written form. That is correct. The large surface area, the powder zinc will have a large surface area. Powder zinc carbonate will have large surface area which increase the contact increases the contact of particles and more occlusion per unit time. Now stop the class here. We will continue here from the part 4 in our tomorrow class to complete the remaining question. Then in the tomorrow class we will start with the paper 6 as well. Okay. So take care all of you. Allah Hafiz.